Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? This is Flush here, back with a fun build that I have in progress. This is currently at level 50. This is my blood poisoning build, and so far it absolutely shreds. Just a reminder, if you like these videos or get any value from these videos, please like, share, and subscribe, as it helps grow the channel and helps me get closer to my goal of quitting my job and just playing video games for a living, and I absolutely need that to happen, so please help me with that. Alright, without further ado, let's jump into it. This is a build using the curved swords and using them in a power stance. We are using the bandit curved sword, and that is in our offhand, and the scavenger curved sword in the main hand. And dual wielding these absolutely shreds. We have the poison affinity on the scavenger sword and the blood affinity on the bandit sword. So with this build at level 50, we're going to jump into the stats here. Vigor is at 25, Mind at 15, Endurance at 17, Strength at 12, Dex at 20, Intelligence at 9, which is what my character started with. Faith is at 10. We're going to increase that to 15 for certain buffs eventually. And Arcane's at 21. And we're going to keep scaling with Arcane because both Poison and Blood scale effectively with Arcane. The armor we're using is the Raptor Black Feathers, which increases your jump attacks. And the jump attacks when you dual wield curved swords is absolutely insane because you hit multiple times. Talismans we're using is the Kindred of Rot, which increases your attack power when you proc rot or poison, and the winged sword insignia, which is which increases your attack power after successive attacks, which you will be doing many times if you're using curved swords. So the Bandit's curved sword can be found here at the Church of Pilgrimage. I kind of got lucky, and this actually changed the course of the whole build. The Scavenger's curved sword can be found up here in Mount Gelmir. This was originally going to be a samurai build, power stance, and katanas, but when I went to go get the blood grease to do the rune farm in Caelid, which I've shown in another video, at the Church of Pilgrimage, I ended up getting the bandit's curved sword to drop on the first attempt, which never happens because anytime I've tried to farm that weapon, I've usually spent half an hour to an hour trying to farm it. So that changed the path of the build, and I'm glad it did, because I think that the dual wield curved swords actually lends itself better to this kind of build because you're able to proc status way faster than dual wielding katanas. It would have worked pretty cool with katanas as well, but I think with the curved swords, it will just shred a lot faster, and because you hit a lot faster and you'll proc statuses much faster, so it actually is more appropriate. So there you go. Bandit's curved sword dropped first time. And now we are in Mount Gelmir. So what we need to do is just run through this camp here and go across the rock, and you will be greeted by a grafted scion. So be careful to avoid that, because it can kill you pretty quick at this early stage of the game. if you need to learn how to get to Mount Gelmir at the early stages of the game, you can watch my 2026 Beginner's Guide OP build and playthrough, where I'm going to be playing through the entire game 100%. And so I will walk you through how to get up here super early game. So this is where we get the Scavenger's Curve Sword. Don't fight this guy. Guy's just aggroing him, so he'll follow me everywhere, so I can get him away from it, and I can go pick up the sword. And instead of picking up the sword, I picked up everything except for it, so we're going to have to lure him out again. Alright, so this is the Scavenger's Curve Sword here. Now, the Scavenger Curve Sword has a passive bleed ability already on it. That's why I chose that for the main hand, because then when I put the poison affinity on it, it also procs bleed as well. So it procs bleed and poison. And the poison affinity, or the poison ash of war that I'm picking up here, is the Poisonous Mist, and it's found in the swamp of Aeonia. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. But that's the south side of the swamp, and it's dropped by this teardrop scarab here. If you don't hit it on the first time, it's going to bounce around a whole bunch. Now, the Blood Ash of War, Bloody Slash, which will give our Bandit's Curve Sword that we have in the offhand the blood affinity. We have to go to Fort Height and just clear out the castle, and the Ash of War itself will be dropped by the Knight, which is kind of the mini boss of the castle, which isn't really all that challenging. This castle is also where you get one half of the Dectus Medallion, which allows you to travel to Lindell, which in turn gives you access to Mount Gelmir. So you can pick that up while you're here as well. So once we drop this guy, boom, Bloody Slash right there. Now, there are a number of things that we can get that are also going to improve this build, like the Winged Sword Insignia. The Winged Sword Insignia can be found here in this cave at Liurnia of the Lakes. And then the Kindred of Rot can be found in the Seethwater Caves as well. And the Raptor's Black Feathers can be found here in the Sage Tunnel, or the Sage's Cave rather, and that is also in the Altus Plateau. So what we're going to do here is just run right through here just so we can get our armor. We don't want to stick around, particularly this skeleton here with the Executioner's Axe. He will one-shot you this early in the game. So just run by all those chests. They're not important. We're just here for the one chest, which is the Raptor's Black Feathers, which is right here, hidden behind this wall. And that looks eerily similar to the feathers worn by the Night's Watchman in Game of Thrones. But yeah, that's so far that's the build, and it absolutely just stacks damage. So, if like the build, again, please like, share, and subscribe. We're going to do more builds as well as continue on with our 100% playthrough. Drop a comment below if you think you know something that could even improve this build more drastically, or drop a comment below if there's a build you would like to see, or any other Elden Ring or Elden Ring content. Yeah, I'm more than happy to make builds and make more videos. We're probably going to have quite a few different builds coming out in the very near future. We have another one that I'm kind of testing right now, so stay tuned if you want to see that. And yeah, and also stay tuned if you want to see this build here develop. I'll probably post another video when it's at 100, and then finally a video when it's at 150. So until the next video, thanks for tuning in, and cheers.